Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. I'm going to get the positives out the way first and foremost. So now that they're out the way, that was terrible. Terrible is actually probably being a bit kind. I don't think I have the right vocabulary to describe how bad it was, to be honest. Definitely the ways we played under Klopp. That's not even a question. Like, it's mad that you can sit here and talk about the game being worse than a game where you got beat 7-2, but that was. Said it last night, worst we've played since the Hodgson days. And there's probably games even there where it's like, it's close, you know what I mean? Like, it was just terrible.
Sorry, lad. Yeah, it is. It's by far the worst we've ever played under Klopp. More so because of the body language, because of the attitude of the players. Never questioned them, ever. While Klopp's been in charge. Everything they've ever done, you've thought they've done with pride, even when they were shite. You thought they've had to go there. Fair play. Yesterday was the opposite. They just didn't look arsed. From the stands to the pitch, no one looked like they gave a fuck last night. So frustrating. We made a team like them look like fucking whale beaters. You know, there's people saying they tore us apart, they tore us into shreds. They did on a few occasions, but not all game. You know, it was a pretty average game with two pretty average teams, and one was just clinical. We hung ourselves out to dry again with missed opportunities defensively, an absolute fucking calamity. Every single individual should be embarrassed. Every single individual should go on social media and apologise to the fans, every last one of them, because it just wasn't good enough. And, you know, it's not spitting our dummy out or being like spoilt little brats. We know we have bad games, but when you've got to question the attitude of the players at the business end of the season, it's fucking bad. And I just can't get my head around how they've performed that way. The team before we started, you know, there was not a lot of confidence in it. And that was proven to be right. I think he made too many rash substitutions too early, which completely fucked the flow of anything we did have going, because we did create a few chances, and then the second half was just complete obliteration. And when it got to 1-0, you knew it was going to become 2. When it got to 2, you knew it was going to become 3, and you sort of walk off the pitch at full time, made up it's not 5 or 6.
Yeah. No, it was diabolical. I think the players, as you said, they were all shocking, which is being kind again. I think the only one I can say that I'd say was decent. He looked like he was having a go at least. And I'd say decent is probably the as far as I'll go in terms of a positive, was Gakpo. I thought he looked up for it. I thought he looked like he had a point to prove. Playing in his position that he likes. We've seen that he can be effective. He was on his own. And that was it. Elliott had that one shot that hit the bar in the post. Darwin Núñez might as well not have been on the pitch. Costa Tsimikas might as well not have been on the pitch. Van Dijk defending with his aura, as always. I said it last night. We play like we're 3-0 up all the time. Doesn't matter what the score is. We play like we're cruising every single game. We were 3-0 down last night, 86th minute or whatever it is, and we're still just standing there dallying on the ball, waiting to pass it out. Like, fucking get the thing up the pitch and have a fucking go.
Exactly, lad. Yeah, we were playing round the back at 2 and 3-0 down, just stroking the ball around to each other like they were in training, and it's fucking sickening to watch at times, because you're thinking, if we get a goal here, we could probably go on and get a second, and the tie's very much back on. They just didn't look arsed. As you say, Van Dijk, the way I was watching him, I think he was the one who took the brunt of it for me, because I was watching him and I was watching his reaction to the goals and how he just didn't bother to fucking even try and prevent them. He just couldn't be asked, and then he passed the blame on. He'd scream at somebody else, and I just thought, nah, it's not on that. you've been shite yourself, so fucking dust yourself down, improve yourself, and then start having a go at others. But I think every single one of them, lad, you've got like Callaghan made that save, and then he lets that goal go in. The first one just hits him and goes in. He lies down without even moving his fucking arms. It's bizarre. Terrible goal to concede. Defensively shite. Canate all over the shop. Joe Gomez looked like he'd never played footy ever. Looked like he'd won a competition. Simicast, not even worth mentioning because he'd done absolutely nothing. And when he did have the ball, he just thought he played for them and gave it to them. Van Dijk, again, as you say, played with his presence, just coasting and ghosting with players. McAllister, didn't see him. Jones, pointless, absolutely pointless. Thinks he's got all the time in the world. There was the only reaction I seen from the fans was shouting to him, "There's a fucking man behind you, man on," and he couldn't be arsed listening. He just kept losing possession. Enzo done nothing, and Elliot, I thought Elliot was having a go. He was making brilliant runs, but the passes were shit. He was trying to get on the ball. I thought dragging him off was harsh because I think he was playing in a team that wasn't helping him. Gakpo, the same. He was trying to make things happen, trying to go forward. He did look a bit stronger in the first 20 minutes and then deflated a little bit, which you would do when you're playing alongside Darwin Núñez. At the minute, he's killing us. He's actually physically, single-handedly killing us in front of goal. We could have won every single game that we dropped points in if he was a striker. And it's fun saying, you know, when we're winning games, Captain Chaos, and he's mad and you don't know what he's going to do and all that. It's funny and it's a novelty, like what we used to have with Igor Biscan, when you're winning games and you're not quite sure what he's going to do, but fuck off, lad. Score a few. You know, with that one that he's missed in the first few minutes, and then the one where he's literally laid the keeper down to the left and then shot left where the keeper is, past the goal where the goal's not. If he opens his body up and it's it with the inside of his right foot to the right of the goal, he's scored 10 times out of 10. Don't know what goes through his head. He's not a football player in the brain. He is fucking the IQ of a squashy. He's fucking shit, lad. He's shit, but I love him. But at the business end of the season, there's no room for sentiment, lad. He's costing us points. He's costing us games. And he's killing us. Jota's back. Núñez doesn't get in the team. Simple as that.
Yeah, it was just everything. Like I think it was a mixture of we played with arrogance. Especially Van Dijk. Like I think he's always got this sort of a bit of arrogance about him. And last night it just seemed more to the front, more forefront. And to be honest with you, I just think Atlanta come to the game thinking we've got nothing to lose. Go out and don't respect them. Don't fucking treat them like one of the best teams in the world. And go and fucking bully them. And that's what they did. Like you said, there was times where they've cut through us and played us off the park a little bit, but other times it was just sheer desire and determination, and they were bullying us. Like I said to my dad, like I was watching part of it and I said to him, they're just going to keep fouling us and get a result that way, and that's what they did.
They were just more clever. That's sorry, like, go on.
Yeah, no, exactly what I was going to say. They were clever about it. They knew that the fouls they were making were not going to result in anyone getting booked or anything like that. The little soft fouls, but letting our players know they're there all the time, and it bit us in the arse. As I say, I think we were arrogant, massively arrogant with it, and the fans are to blame with that as well. I was one of them, not to the extent of some others, but you know, I was made up that we drew Atlanta. I thought this is one of the better ties we could have got. Easier passage into the final with who we'd have to play in the next round if we got there and stuff like that. And it's bit us on the arse. They've just gone, nah, fuck them.
That's what it's been like in the Europa League all season. And I know there's been talks of flags and protests and whether it should have been done or not. Each to their own. But flags don't sing songs. Flags don't get people out of seats. They just look nice. That's all they do. Don't have any impact on atmosphere. You don't see a flag and go, oh, I'll sing the song. You don't. It's a load of bollocks. The fans have been that way for every Europa League tie this season. Absolutely shit, flat, and over-expecting. And as soon as we haven't scored in the first couple of minutes, they can't be asked. They don't get out the seats. They don't sing the songs. They don't try and G the players up or get behind them. They just sit there and spectate, and they're fucking not worth a carrot to us. So you can blame the flags all you want, blame protests, say it's not the right time. Yeah, all that is questionable, but it's for a reason. They haven't just gone, oh, we're jibbing the flags. But the atmosphere can't be blamed on a group of supporters who are doing what they think's the best for us in the long run, for the people who can't afford it. So people need to have a fucking word with themselves if they think, oh, the flag's wearing out, we can't sing songs. Also, I'd like to mention that I don't know how many lads are in Spine Cop, how many lads or girls, or in the Spirit of Shankly or whatever, but they decided not to put their own flags up that they've purchased, they've paid for, they've had donations for, whatever. They chose to leave theirs under the stands, whatever. There was not another single flag out. That's one group of people who've not took their flags, and there wasn't another flag out. No one's took a flag. The cops had hardly any scarves in. It's fucking dead. So people need to realise that without them people, that's what you're in for every week. That's what you're up against, because that's where the club's heading. The fans aren't fans. The majority of the people in that stand are going for the first time ever to record it, to go to tell the mates back wherever they're from that they went to a Liverpool match and they witnessed it, but they're not there to be part of it. They just want to witness it. And I can't stress enough how massive the displays are, how much they mean. The clubs sell the images on all their fucking on merchandise all over the internet. Like the image behind you there, that's on fucking posters and stuff where they're trying to advertise Liverpool across the globe. They're using that. That's the heartblood, the life of the club, and they're pricing them out of it. And then when they do a little something to fight back, they get help. And it shows you exactly where the club's heading. Because without them, without the few locals display of flags and banners, there was absolutely zero support for the football team. And that's down to the club letting the wrong type of people in the stadium. So I wanted to get that out there because I'm sick to death of people who've never been to a match or have got no intention of going to a match going, oh, well, it's only £2 a game. You should just get on with it. No, we fucking shouldn't. It's not the £2 a game that's the problem. It's the 2% every game. It's the fact that, it's 2% every year for the foreseeable. It's the fact that they've tried to put it up to £77 before now, fucking 8 years ago. So the tickets would have been about £120 now. And it's the fact that there's a fan member on the board at Liverpool Football Club who is meant to be in these chats, in the group, in the meetings, when they discuss anything that has an effect on the supporters, and they've been bypassed. The club have bypassed that member of the committee and just made the decision. So that's why the protest. It's not because it's gone up £1 or £2. It's because of the big picture, and people need to fucking grasp it and get their head around it.
Yeah, and it's been doing my head in. Like, don't get me wrong, I was on the fence about the whole protest because I just thought visually it's a sight to behold, and I can imagine the players walking out the tunnel, looking over to the cop. They do look at all the flags and that and go, fucking hell, yeah, let's fucking do it. You know what I mean? But that shouldn't come into it once that whistle blows, and like you say, shouldn't stop anybody singing a song. It shouldn't stop anybody taking their own flags, waving a scarf, anything like that. For me, it's the ones having a go at Spy and Cop and Spirit of Shankly online, and you know, there was one fella today going, and he was like, if you can't afford 38 quid over the season, you should give your ticket up or something like that. And then he's been called out by everyone. He's put the same reply to everyone. It's like, oh, I'm a local fan, I can't go to the game, boo hoo, blah blah. It's like, I spend this much money. No one gives a fuck how much money you spend if you're gonna sit there in silence. Spend as much fucking money as you want. We don't give a fuck. But
Exactly.
it's just, like you said, they're doing what they think is the best thing for us as fans, and whether you agree with it or not, you've got to see that the thought behind it and their heart with it is in the right place. And people are going, they just asked about the freebies. None of them get a thing from the club. They don't get fuck all from the club. But like, I can't stress that enough. They're not doing it for anything other than us as fans, whether you're in the fucking committee or whether you're part of Spirit of Shankly or Spying Cop, whether you're part of them or not. They're doing it for every single fucking bastard who was in that crowd last night who couldn't bother their ass to sing.
And every one of them cunts in the ground last night would have been paying about £100 for their ticket had it not been for them groups, because that's where the club was heading 8 years ago when they done the protest. And again, it's dead easy to go, yeah, but over a year it's only £1 a game. It is, yeah, it is. It's £1 a game, and then next year it goes up to another percentage, and then the year after it goes up another percentage. And what they're doing is they're balancing the inflation over a period of time and hoping it doesn't catch on because it's in a small way. But there is people who mightn't be able, like, say for instance, that £38 is the difference between someone getting all credits or not enough credits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might be able to afford 14 games instead of 15 this year, but then you've lost your credits for next season, sort of thing. People aren't realising the bigger picture is that the club are trying to make more profit out of people who fucking love the football team, who they advertise as the lifeblood of the club, who they have on posters around the world, and then they're going, well, they don't mean that much to us because they are just customers. They're not supporters. They're putting money in our pocket, and there's too many people who are willing to just pay it and get over it. And that's the problem with the club, is because people haven't got season tickets or full credit memberships, they're happy to pay the extra £1 once a season because they don't go every game. And that's the selfishness I'm all right, Jack, in the fan base, where, you know, if you were going to America and you were only going to one game, you'd pay the £150 a ticket, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you wanted something, you'd take your photos and you go sound. That's where we're heading, where people will pay because it's a tourist attraction. It's something to do while you're in the city, and it's the people who go every game that it's going to affect, because effectively the lifeblood of the club is going to be gone. We're seeing it every year. It's getting worse and worse. It's getting more corporate. It's having the wrong type of people in. And by all means, go there. You know, we're a massive worldwide club. We're going to get supporters. Well, I wouldn't call them supporters. We're going to get tourists who are in the city who think, fuck it, I can pay £500 for a ticket. I've got it. I'll go. I'll see what it's all about. You see it on TikTok every game. Someone's making a different video of what it's, my first time at Anfield. Let's see what it's all about. No, fuck off. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Does me head in, lad.
Yeah, same. And you know what you say about the bigger picture and all that, and obviously, yeah, it is the difference between potentially someone not getting all the credits and only getting some or none at all. But I think there's even bigger things that come into it. I think in that, like, that extra £2 every single game could be the difference between the food bank collection getting, 100,000 tins that game to 50,000 tins that, or however. I'm not saying you get that many, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it could be the difference between someone going, right, I can afford to take a few tins to food bank this week, but if the price goes up, can't take that anymore. It's fucking going to the match instead. Everything gets affected by these things.
People don't realise how drastic the financial crisis is in this city. And it's a lot of the shit I'm seeing is from people outside this city, people who are willing to pay £500 for a ticket and only go once. That they don't understand what's going on in this city. There's a food bank literally fucking right outside the gates where people are expected to go. And as you say, it could be the difference with some people. Like, I work for myself, lad. I could have a month where I just about pay my bills, and I could have a month where I can go, oh, I've got enough for a deposit on an holiday. I've got no stability. Just you take it as it comes. So, you know, I'd like to be able to know what I was paying for a ticket and it was in my budget and be able to go, right, I can go to that many games this season. But when it's going up every year, it's not something people are able to do. People don't realise that for mental health and all that. Obviously, I'll use myself as an example. What happened in our family? Losing my mum, losing my sister. My dad didn't want to fucking come out the house for a couple of weeks. And the only thing that would get him out was going to the match. And he hasn't got a lot of money. I haven't got a lot of money. But that's the difference in him having a fucking breakdown, or me having a breakdown, or someone going into a bad place where they've got no get out, nothing to look forward to. That's where people are at. So they'll use the last fucking £50 to go to the match because it saves their lives. But then keep putting that up and keep punishing people for being loyal and being genuine supporters is just not the way we should be doing it. And I've said it before. It's the people who are willing to pay the £500, put an extra £20 on their ticket. If you want hospitality, pay £5.20. Give them an extra pint. They're fucking willing to overspend already. To let them spend a bit more and leave the core supporters, the match day working class people at the city, let them go for less. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Should be 70% working class and the rest corporate. Sound. Give a couple of thousand to the tourists, you know, put them in fucking coach places and the lava buildings, and if you want to go and see Anfield and go to a match, £500, yeah, go ahead, you're in. Sound. Give them their own little section. Give them a camera as they go in if you fucking want. But give 70% of the stadium to proper supporters. Let fans go up the gate the week of the match. Give it 2,000 in the middle of the cop. Fucking, you go up. You've had a good week in work. You're able to go to the match. Here's me money, mate. Take it. Here's your ticket. Done. You're getting the right people in the ground at the right times, and we're just too far gone. And it's just, I don't know, this podcast's not about that. It's about the footy and all that. But I've had to get it off my chest.
It's about everything. It affects the club. That's the thing. Like we say, it's about the footy. It affects everything. We've seen it last night. That atmosphere was dire, and yet, you know, people will say, "Oh, well, it's on the players to G the crowd up," and vice versa. But like, if the prices continue to go up and we don't, and nobody makes a stand against it, that atmosphere is what you're going to get all the time. Because,
and that's what I say about the big picture. If for anyone listening who's against the protest and all that, try and take the passion out of what we're saying and try and listen to the reality of it. Because I know this might come across a bit like fucking arrogant and that because we're from Liverpool, but it's the reality. You take away them groups, you take away what we put in as locals to that fan base, to the support, and that's what you're left with. You're left with that cop from last night. You're left with them sides, that stands, that dull, gloomy shower of shite. That is where Liverpool Football Club's heading. If you try and agree with a club that's outpricing the locals, because that's just the situation. That's where we're at.
Can you imagine 2005 semi-final against Chelsea? Can you imagine how that game would have turned out if it was that crowd last night? Can you imagine how Barcelona in 2019 would have turned out if it was that crowd last night? And people will go, you know, it's not as big of a game. It's a European quarter final. Of course, it's a big game. It's a fucking. We've been going on about it all season. It's the only trophy Klopp's not won. We've been fucking bigging it up all season. We've been arrogant about it that we're going to fucking piss it. I said it myself, I'll admit freely. I thought we were going to fucking piss the bastard. Yeah, you booked it. Everyone thought we were going to piss it, and it's ruined the competition for us because you've had crowds like that all fucking season. And it's killed it. It's killed it for us.
The flags have been there all season. They haven't missed another game. There's been flags at every other game. That was no different than any other Europa League atmosphere. It's been the exact same. When a goal down and it fell silent, and now if that was another game, that's where you're out your seat and you start singing Liverpool and you get behind the players and you let them know we're there and you show your support. There was none of that yesterday. It was fucking dog shit from top to bottom, from the stands to the pitch. And I think, maybe it did have a bit of an effect on the players, but you can't blame the flags for the players turning up and playing that way.
That first goal should have ignited something in them players, and it just didn't. That first goal, and the fans, of course, yeah, obviously, but I think the players as well, like, there was no reaction to it. Like you say, like, Kelleher was kind of just on the floor, like, head in hands, like, oh, I've fucked up. It's like, yeah, we know you fucked up. Fucking get up and get on with it. Like, there was just... But even it was a proper defeatist attitude all game.
It was probably against the run of play as well, that goal, because it was just Liverpool had the ball. We had all the ball. We were stoking it out. We were playing all right, but we just didn't look like nothing was going to happen. As I say, when them first few chances don't go in, it's a story of here we go again. These are going to sit in. It was on the counter, and we're going to fucking struggle. And they did. They just punished us 3 times. Could have been 4 or 5, but yeah, the attitude from the players was fucking shit. And in the first half, you might as well have threw a towel in and just left, just got off, because even the players they put on, you can't put that many fresh legs on and it not make a slight impact. We were fucking worse. We were worse. Half, like, Szoboszlai, don't get me wrong, the lad's quality, but he fucking, I don't know what he was doing when he come on. It was insane. How bad he was. Even Jota in front of goal. Jota's had 2 or 3 headers there where he'd usually put them in, and he just let them hit him in the fucking face and go up in the air.
That's the thing. No, but that's, I want to start it off by saying credit to Atlanta. They were brilliant. They absolutely 100% deserved the win. They outfought us. They were better tactically. Just everything about them, they deserved the win. Absolutely fair play to them. And that's what I was talking about before, with them being smarter about it. The couple of headers that he did miss, he was jumping and they were giving him a little push in the air and knocking him off balance and that. You seen Jota straight away as soon as he come on, he got the ball on that right hand side and he's wriggled away from someone and nearly won us a penalty. Like, he made a difference straight away.
Yeah, he
but
did.
They were just smart.
No one was at their level, were they?
No.
As I say, like, Szoboszlai's come on. Salah, I think Salah had a go. Salah had a bit of a go when he come on. Again, I don't think he should have took Harvey Elliott off as early as he did. That could be detrimental. That lad's come on in games where we've been fucking really struggling and got us over the line a few times on his own with goals, assists, just upping the tempo for us. So to take him off at half time because the rest of shit. I agree with Jones. Thought Jones offered absolutely fucking nothing at all.
Wrong game to start in. Just coming back from injury, shouldn't have started.
But even like in that type of game there, you 1-0 down, get rid of Endo. You're no longer defending. Get rid of Endo, throw Szoboszlai in. Then you see the best of Jones, you see the better of McAllister. When we're going forward and we're rallying it, Tsimikas had to come off fucking abysmal. But Harvey Elliott cost me fucking 600 quid as well. So that's right. I done a bet, lad. I don't like Ollie Watkins fucking have a shot on target, Villa to win. Such a body for Leverkusen, shot Weir to someone and Schmidt to someone. Them two to have a shot on target, Leverkusen to win. Fucking Harvey Elliott shot on target, Nunes shot on target, and it was for 6 on. Was waiting for Harvey Elliott, and he hit the fucking underside of the bar.
Bar and post in the same fucking shot. It was just that was the start. That was the fucking thing that told you it was going to be that night, because he's never hit a shot that good in his fucking life for us. And it bar and post, fucking just standard. I mean, I'm not looking forward to next week at all. People are like, oh, we won 5-0 there and Barcelona this, and nah. If they can come to Anfield and do what they've done to us, then we've got little to no hope in Bergamo. I'm not going to fully write us off because it's us, don't get me wrong, but like, I'd be fucking absolutely gobsmacked if we did. Like, I'd be fucking speechless.
Yesterday, I'd probably agreed with you, but now the dust settles and I've had a little time to think, and I put my positive head back on. We can't play that bad again ever. I don't think whoever comes in after Klopp, he'll have some doing to beat that performance, to beat that attitude from the players. I think, as I said before, it goes one of 2 ways here. The wheels completely come off us and the season's done. We start dropping points in the league. We start playing like that. Because don't get me wrong, we haven't been great for 2 months. We've said, haven't we, it's a matter of time before someone does catch us. Lucky enough, we got a point at Old Trafford. And that's not too bad. But the games we've been abhorrently fucking bad has been in the cups, which I can take. If
it's going to be anything, like,
yeah, but it's going to go one or 2 ways now. We're going to lose on Sunday and completely blow up, fall apart, head's gone, and then get obliterated in Italy, or we pull Palace apart, we get the bit between our teeth, and then we go to Italy and go, this is what we're fucking quite capable of. This is what we do. We go 3 behind and we come back and we'll fucking prove to you that we're not the team you think we are, because they think we're shit now.
Yeah.
So I think, and I don't know which way it's going to go. My gut feeling is that we're going to end up with a fucking Carabao Cup at the end of the season, and it guts me. But that's football for you, lad. I just think we've just left ourselves with too much to do too soon. That's killed us. We were saying about we want, Man City and Arsenal to have tough games in midweek because it'll help us, and then we go and play like that. And
so you had all that earheads fucking mocking City and Arsenal for getting draws against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. And like, they're letting us down in Europe. I can't wait till we're back in the Champions League because everyone lets us down in Europe, and then we go and fucking do that.
That tells you all you need to know about the fans who call them teams us.
I know.
There's no us in the Champions League. You want everyone that comes out.
I know. But I just think, I don't know.
I think
Sunday
we've got a point to prove, lad. We cannot allow that to be the way the season ends. If it is, it's on the players.
Yeah,
it's on the players, and you know we've said before, we're a year ahead of schedule. We've worked miracles. There is a few cracks starting to flag up the last few months where players aren't doing as well as we'd like, but that happens in the first year anyway. Just unfortunate it's happening at the business end.
Yeah.
But as I said before, like we've got to go all out against Palace now. We've got to go and try and prove. I know we've talked about goal difference and all that shit. That's the game now where we've got to go out. I fucking hate Palace.
Yeah, I do.
Them who's a bogey team, but I think you've got to put the past behind us, put Atalanta behind us, go out and make them be the country pay. Let Atalanta be a bit panicky when we go over there and put a lot of pressure on them and try and get an early goal, and then you just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, we have done it against bigger and better teams. We've just said ourselves that Atalanta weren't overly brilliant. We were just fucking dog shit. It was an pretty average game where they were clinical, but you've got to respect them. Their tactics absolutely pissed all over ours on the night.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a different kettle of fish. I think they're going to sit in a bit more at home, and that might play into our hands where we've got a lot more of the ball in and around their box.
Yeah.
And we've got to happen, lads. But one way or the other, our season, I think, gets defined Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I said on Twitter today, I think Sunday I can only see two possible scenarios. And I think it's either going to be similar to what you've just said. It's either going to be Palace are going to, the lads aren't going to be able to pick themselves up. Palace are going to fucking smell blood and beat us quite convincingly. Or the lads are going to be pissed off and they're going to be going into that game with fucking an absolute massive point to prove. And we'll absolutely fucking annihilate them. I genuinely can't see it being a close game one way or the other.
No, I agree. I do. I think it's going to be similar to the Atalanta game where our heads allowed to go down and they'll bully us all over the park. They'll outfight us and they'll pick us off. You know, they played Man City the other day, Palace, and the score was a bit
score was flattering.
Yeah, they could have scored for themselves, which is fucking scary because our defence is shit at the minute. The fullbacks are getting targeted. The centre halves are not in line. They're keeping players on side and stuff. Just got to see which Liverpool turns up. I've said it all season. If Liverpool turn up and we beat Liverpool, we win every game. There's no one better than us. But we're starting to not turn up. It's becoming a bit of a regular thing week after week now where we're just getting by. We're just fluking points. And we need to go out and be convincing. We need to convince ourselves. I think the players need to convince themselves that they're not in a fairy tale. It's not a dreamland. They are in a quarter-final in a cup and they are in a title challenge. And we've got to start proving it because there's only a few games to go. They've been brilliant all season. Won't turn our backs on them because we'd be fucking low lives if we did. But they've got to prove a point to us and them now because it hasn't been good enough the last few games. And it's the business end of the season where the others are starting to pick up and we're dropping off a little bit, so we need to match them.
Yeah. Look, it's fucking Thursday especially is going to be ridiculous now. We've left ourselves
so hard to have these conversations because it is fucking raw passion and you're trying to be like diplomatic in what you're saying and that, but it is the situation is as drastic as we're making it sound like.
Yeah,
you know, it's not that shit. We know we're a fucking brilliant team, but we're up against two phenomenal teams who are going through the gears now, looking like they could win every single game, and we're at a point where we look like we mightn't, and you know it's hard. So we'll revisit this conversation after the Palace game, and then we'll know where our season's at. It's got to be not less than 3 points, and I'd usually just say, you know, we're a bit of a wounds down at the minute. We're lacking a bit of belief. get a 1-0, I'd be happy. I won't, because a 1-0 is not enough to convince themselves more than anyone that they're capable. So they need to go out and hurt them early.
Yeah. And I think, you know, the only thing I probably said that was a bit drastic last night was I'd drop everyone who started last night. I'm still not actually sure if it was that drastic, to be honest. I think, if I'm being honest, only fucking Gakpo and maybe Elliot does start for me on Sunday at the minute. It's an hard one, because I think, you know, Alisson's back in training. It's probably too early to start him.
I'll be honest though, lad, Keller has done wonders.
Yeah, he has. And you know what? That's what I want to. That's what I want
one
to
mistake.
just say. Sorry.
Go on. It hasn't cost us the game, though. That we've cost us the game. That's just an unfortunate situation in a fucking bad moment. But to just drop him would be fucking.
No, it would. It would. And that's what I want to. The reason I brought Kelleher up is last night, you know, people were saying he's not good enough. Basically, he's a B team keeper. He's only playing because of injuries. Well, yeah, obviously he's only playing because of injuries. You could get any other fucking goalkeeper in the world. I don't care how good they are. And if Alisson was injured, that would be the only reason they'd be playing as well. You could have fucking Alisson and Thibaut Courtois. Courtois would be playing now because Alisson's injured, and that's the only reason. Like, it doesn't matter. He's been phenomenal for us. He kept it at a slightly more respectable scoreline last night. He made the save with his face. He made another save. I think he made another save or two. Obviously, got unfortunate with the third goal. I think he's probably. I don't know what he's done there, how he's managed to spill it. It's probably a mistake again, but I think it's unfortunate at the same time.
It's hard, lads. That's a mistake. If like it's been tapped, it's been fucking whacked at him, and I think
it's more a mistake from the defense.
His mistake. It looks like he's tried to catch it. He's tried to like let it go into his upper arms, into his chest, and he hasn't quite got there.
Yeah, should have just parried it.
You know, straight after that, their keeper made the save, and he went, "Oh, he's pushed it out into a safe zone," and I thought, "Fuck off now," because that he hasn't even. He's got his body in. He hasn't shaved. He's got his body in front of that, and it's fucking hit him and dropped. Just unfortunate, but yeah, go on.
No, it's just making people scapegoats, as we always come back to. And I think last night was the one game where I don't think you can make any one player a scapegoat. It's pointless singling out players, I think, after last night, because I think pretty much each and every one of them were as bad as each other.
Yeah, they were. And the only one, like I've just pointed out, Darwin Núñez, who, as I just said, is actually making me want to fucking harm myself when I see him in front of goal. He's pissing me off, lad. He's doing me head in. But again, we have a fucking great chance because he's working his ass off when it's on the byline to win it back, to get the ball into the box. And he doesn't give in. So when we took him off, we became worse because we were less of a threat. So as much as he's missing chances and it's frustrating and it makes me want to fucking bite my own hand off, we're not as good without him.
No.
We're not as good as a presence without him. So even before, with a cob on, I've said take him straight out the team because Jota's back. But I probably wouldn't. I'll probably start Núñez on the left.
Yeah. And
where we were at our best, the period of this season where we've been at our best was when Núñez and Jota were playing together.
Yeah.
Because they were getting goals together and they were starting to get it, a bond. Shallow. Since Jota's gone off the team, the fucking attack has felt as shit. Salah's been nowhere near on it. And Núñez has been nowhere near on it. Diaz has tried, but as I've said before, he's just not direct enough. He just wants to beat a man and then stop, beat him again.
Didn't think it was too bad when he came on, actually, to be fair.
I didn't think he'd done anything.
Again, I think just similar to Gakpo, I just thought he looked like he was having a bit of a go more than
anything. Yeah, he had a go.
That's all I can really say about anyone last night, in all honesty, is there was a handful of players, literally like 3, who looked like maybe 4 who had a go. And that's the only positive I can take from any of it, is that some of them looked arsed, but no one else did.
No, it's frustrating, lads. As I say, this is going to sound so drastic and so dramatic, and when the dust settles and we calm down a bit more. So I was calm before I started, and now I'm raging again. I'm looking around to see a picture of Núñez, lad, my foot's going through it. But
make sure it's not framed.
It's just frustrating that, you know, we're so close to fucking having everything, and we could end up at next to nothing. And It is. I never knee-jerk react, but I'm knee-jerking. My knees are jerking. That's like a shit.
I just don't want us to look like gobshites parading the Carabao Cup in May, to be honest.
No, well, I said, I'm not asked what we win. Do you do a parade for Jurgen Klopp? You know, I'd be happy if they just fucking never brought the cup with them. Leave the cup at home and just come without the cup because it would be embarrassing. But
We'd be the Banter Club forever, wouldn't we? Like,
Klopp
not that I'm
deserves-
asked about that, but we would be.
But the way around it is to bring everything that he's won in it, and it's his farewell. Put the fucking lot on the bus with the dates on that we won them. Don't say, oh, we're parading them because we've won them this year. But there's still time, lad. It's not over. That's where I've tried and put a positive spin on. As I've said before, that the season's going to go two ways. But hope in me fucking heart that it goes the way we want it to. And it's just going to be very tough. But looking at our fixtures, we just got to see what Liverpool turns up. Capable of winning every one of them games if we turn up. You know, even in games where we haven't played well, we've still been clinical in front. Well, not clinical. We've scored a few goals. When we could have scored 20, we've scored 2. That's what we need. Whatever's going on in Spain or whatever, that's what we need to be working on because we're creating like an average of 15 to fucking 20 shots a game. And we're scoring 1 or 2. We're conceding in nearly every single game. That needs to be worked on. And I think they needed to pull in an emergency meeting yesterday. You know, Klopp seen it. Klopp said that the players went to the fucking pot. I don't know what the term was he said, but they lost the plot, he said. And he's right. So I've always said, as long as the manager's on the same wavelength as us, then the conversations will be similar to what we're having. He'll probably get in a room and ask what the fuck's going on, explain the severity of the form and what it could cost us and how important it is to fix it and get better now. And the only way you can fix it is by playing football matches. So Sunday can't come quick enough. Get back on the pitch, fucking go at them, be brave, be strong, and believe. And again, with Liverpool, anything can happen.
Yeah, you know, just going back to Núñez very quickly, you know what really pissed me off last night? There was one where he scooped it over the bar from fucking 3 yards out somehow. He was on the turn, like, so I'll let him off a little bit, but it was still just that was the final straw for me in that game. But you know what pissed me off with the crowd and Núñez, when he got subbed, he fucking stunk the place up all game. And the crowd for the first time, seemingly all game, chanted a bit, started chanting Núñez. It's like, fuck off. He's been shit. He doesn't deserve his name chanting when he's going off for stinking the place up that bad.
You know, I'd usually say, fucking calm down, you're not. But as a great, because we've talked about it before with Núñez. You know, he could misplace a pass and it's Núñez. He could fucking miss a penalty. Núñez. It's great. It's fantastic getting behind a player. But don't get behind to the point where he thinks he can be shit and get away with it. And miss chances and get away with it. You know, fucking Haaland went 3 games without a goal, and they were all on his. Like everyone's on his back. He could be playing in League 2 and all that. He's just a finisher. Fucking hell, mate. You know, Núñez he can be an absolute crab at times, and I don't want anyone to get on his back. I wouldn't say, you know, you don't fucking boo him or tweet him or get on his back personally, but don't be fucking singing his name when he's doing things that wrong and when he's being that poor. So if it was another player, you wouldn't.
No, exactly.
He has become a scapegoat. You know, people are wanting him fucking sold. Salah, everyone's got him in Saudi Arabia already because he's missed a few fucking chances. Harvey Elliott, Cody Gakpo, these players work hard, maybe don't play well, and they get you hear the size in the crowd. You don't get the names chanted. No. You know, even Mo Salah's probably one of the best players in the world. If he has a bad game, his song hardly gets sung anyway, which baffles me. But if he has a bad game, no one sings him off the pitch.
No, but you know what? I'll always think with the thing is with Salah for me, and the thing I know you can never have to worry as much with Salah than anybody else is, you know, if he has a bad game and he gets took off, you see his reaction. He's pissed off. Núñez didn't show any of that last night when he got brought off. He's just like, he walks off the closest point and just walking back. Like, I've done my bit, right? Sit down, have a rest. Like, Salah's pissed off. He gets pissed off with Klopp. He gets pissed off with himself. He gets just pissed off with the whole situation. I'd rather a player do that after a bad game, whether we're winning or losing. If he feels like he's had a bad game, he'll show that he knows he's had a bad game, and I'll always prefer that over someone who's just like, and that's the problem with what you're saying. Nunes gets his name chanted no matter what he's doing, so in his head he's probably going, right, I'm fucking doing everything right here. The crowd love me. I don't need to change anything, and that's wrong. That is the wrong mentality to be. Not saying, like you said, I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination, give him shit and get on his back and all that. But when he's had a bad game and we've lost very, very convincingly, don't sing his name. Don't boo him, but don't sing his name.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think yesterday was I'd have even gone as far as not making eye contact with him. If he'd have looked at me, I'd have looked away. I'd have just went, go. Shame,
Leave now.
Yeah. It's frustrating, we have this conversation again next week after we snot Palace and we went 4-0 over there. It'd be a different kettle of fish when Nunes has got his hat and that. It's just heat of the moment. Annoyance. I'm annoyed. I'm angry, disappointed. Just think it was fucking shocking. You can say it's only the Europa League, but it's the one Klopp hasn't got. It's a European trophy. It's a final for the fucking fans. And I just don't think that the fans in the ground or the players on the night had any respect whatsoever for the opponents. And I lay that down to Klopp as well.
Yeah.
That the team selection. We're playing Crystal Palace Sunday, but it's been this way all year. He's played stronger teams against less opponents in Europe when we've already won. There's been
Sparta Prague in the last night.
That team selection, I was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I seen the team. But now we're playing Atalanta, and we've basically just fucking placed their 1 foot in the semi-final for them.
Yeah.
But again, I'll never say it's over. I'll never say we're not good enough to come back, because we are. We've just got to sign up that they don't respect us, and we can make an example out of them when they do it, like Barcelona did. But by no means is it a Barcelona type.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I think massive credit to fucking Gasperini, their manager, because he the guy they had, the Italian football fella they had on TNT last night, James Horncastle, I think his name is, or something like that. And he was saying, he's never in the conversation for the big jobs. And I'm not saying that we should get him or anything like that, but the man is fucking undefeated in 4 games this season against Ruben Amorim, the guy everyone's fucking panning after to be our next manager. And then is just fucking tactically outclassed Jurgen Klopp. Maybe he should be in the fucking conversations. I'm not saying give him the job, but his name should be linked, at least.
He's too old, lad. He looks like
he is too old. And I think that's the only problem. I think if he was 15 years younger, his name would absolutely be in the mix.
It's hard, isn't it? Because head to head, he did actually obliterate Klopp tactically, and the way his team worked yesterday. But it's a one-off, isn't it? Obviously, we'll see where we're at when. But if they beat us 3-0 there, and it's a fucking 6-0 aggregate, fucking just Klopp passes him his fucking jacket.
I know, yeah, fucking hell.
No, but I hate these type of podcasts and these conversations we have, because you're trying to come across in a way where people get your point of view without being a knob, but you can't help it. So apologies, I've been a knob on tonight, but I'm never negative.
He's really not, and it pisses people off. I know first. Trust me, I've had messages pissed off at your positivity from the last one. So from the United game. So
yeah, I got messages saying the chat shit and all that, lad. But I wasn't positive. I was just
not negative.
Deflated. I was just we weren't great, but it's a point away. It could have been no points. That's what I was heading towards.
I know.
But in this one, we were absolutely fucking dire straits. It's could be season defining.
There's absolutely no way you could put a positive. If you could have put a positive spin on this, if you could have put a positive spin on last night in any way, shape, or form, lad, I think I would have had to end the podcast forever.
I've tried, but it hasn't been convincing. So
no,
I'm trying to explain myself. But I'm just got to try and look at the big picture, and hopefully that defeat is it. I hopefully, I hope it hurts them.
I hope Klopp made them walk home last night.
Fucking hell, in bare feet, over fucking broken glass, through Kenny.
On their hands.
Yeah, lad. It's hard. We haven't played like that all season. So, if we were fucking like played like Everton all season and then we started topping points, you'd go, fair enough. But I've just been speaking to me mate then, and he was like, that's what it's like watching Everton every week. It's fucking grim. But
you know what? Hats off to them then, because that, I don't know how you fucking cope.
No, lad, there's just absolutely nothing going forward. Not very good, and defensively shambolic. You try and keep a system and it doesn't work. Teams get in and score. Just absolutely not good enough on the day. But I say my negativity today comes from it's been heading this way for a little bit, and that's where my worry comes in. Is that as positive as I try and be, I always try and take every game with a pinch of salt and go, well, there's next game, and that's all we can do. We can go, you know, Thursday's happened, Man United's happened, we've dropped points in the league, we're open. The other two teams in the league drop points, and to be honest with you, like my focus is the Premier League. So if we absolutely battered Crystal Palace 9-0 on Sunday, I'd be quite partial to go and play the kids over there, rest a few players, and then go and win your next league game. And I'm 6 away from home. You know what I mean? That's what I will feel right now. I think that game could be too far gone to risk it, but risk it for a biscuit. So I say it depends to me what happens Sunday. I think if we get beat Sunday or drop points Sunday, then go full fucking strength on that and try and put 4-5 past Atalanta. But no reason why we can't do both is what I'm trying to say. But I don't think it's. I'm not as hard about Europe anymore.
I mean, it's killed the positivity a little bit, hasn't it? But look, we've got a monumental task on our hand now. Both league and Europe. People will say what they want about the league. It's a monumental task, like you said before. City and Arsenal at the minute look like they're just going to carry on winning. Except when you fucking played each other. Other than that, they don't look like they're going to drop a point. And it's up to us to make sure we're still in with a shout. So the task is fucking, it's unenviable. Like, but we're kind of used to this, aren't we? Let's be honest. It's just the way we do things. We do it the hard way. I think it's a harder task on next Thursday than Barcelona was, because they've killed the Anfield side of it already. Normally we've got that to fall back on. Didn't fucking play a part. So I think it's a harder task than we've had in the past. But if anyone can do it, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool can, if the right team turns up, and we've just got to hope they do. So I think we've probably said all we can do on it tonight. So we'll love yous and leave yous for now, but we will be back next week, and yeah, I suppose we'll just have to assess the season where it's at next week, won't we?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of an overreaction today, but it's been merited because the team is shit on Thursday, so that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, fingers crossed we can play Palace. The fans do turn up. Now, I would actually, I know that the protesting and then they're only going to hold the Hillsborough flags up, but based on the performance and the atmosphere at the stadium that last night, I wouldn't be all for not protesting. So I think if we could fill the Kop and make it a flag day instead, go the opposite way. Look at what you could have had on Thursday. Look at what you've got. Do you want to lose this? Is this what you want to lose? Go all out for it. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it is going to be.
But like you said, just because Spy Kop and Spirit of Shankly aren't putting their flags up, if you're going and you've got a flag, fucking take your own one. Like, just because theirs aren't there doesn't mean yours can't be.
Well, to be honest, I'm not saying that, because if theirs aren't there, it's because of the protest. So I'd advise everyone to protest alongside them for the big picture. But what my point was on that is that when they don't do it, absolutely no one else does. So you can't sit and slate them for not doing it when no one else done it either. So that's my point. If you say, even tomorrow, if there's no protest tomorrow, and all of a sudden, just off the cuff to trial and error, they go, let's leave the flags down. There won't be a flag on the Kop. There won't be a flag in the main stand, the Annie Road, or the Kenny, because that's where the fan base is heading. So that was my point, you know. But I think if we could do a fucking flag day on Sunday, greet the coach, get right behind the team, show them and with them, bigger than, better than fucking ever. Show the owners what they're missing without the core fan base, without the lifeblood of the club. give them the pictures that they need to see on the telly and go, fucking hell, that they're the people, they're the club. That's what we need in the stands. Make it all happen on Sunday. Give the team a bit of positivity, get behind them, and let's go and put fucking 9 past them fuckers. Also, on the conversation, it's the 35th anniversary of Hillsborough on Monday, isn't it? I'm not sure whether there is any tributes or anything where you're able to go to the stadium and show your respects or whatever inside the ground, because they used to, the family stopped it. But obviously, my thoughts will always be there. I often don't work on a Monday because I've got mates who lost loved ones, and it's somewhere I've always gone with my ma and that. So I'll be heading the Hillsborough Memorial on Monday with me flowers and saying a prayer or two, and hopefully, you know, I always feel like it's added pressure for the players around this date as well, where they've got to do it for the 97 and the survivors and the families, and it means a lot when we do. We've got to go and try and dedicate a performance to them, and I don't think there's any better way than dusting ourselves down off a battering and going and doing it for them. So, you know.
Yeah. No, absolutely echo those sentiments. I think they're always in our thoughts. It'll never ever change. You know, 35 years. It's a big anniversary for it. And yeah, we'll never forget them. I think we'll end it with the normal tribute that I do anytime anything like this comes up, whether it's the memorials or whether it's, you know, an ex-player or anyone passing, anything like that. I normally end them with just playing You Never Walk Alone at the end. So I think I'll do that today's one. But yeah, until next time, everyone, thanks for listening. And yeah, see you next time. Up the Reds.
Bye.